All right, hey guys, so this is like, believe it or not, it's actually at night right now. So I'm doing a night vlog, but I am wondering if I can get away with it because I'm in the CVS parking lot and there's kind of some lighting. But I had some things on my mind that I wanted to express, but I'm gonna speak a little bit cryptically, I think, because there's reasons to do that. But I wanted to just get them recorded because this is a diary of sorts, right? Until a cop comes and tells me I have to leave for whatever reason. I am just going to, hopefully I won't get in trouble. It's always kind of creepy because I'm in a parking lot, like, you know, after the store's closed, and you always wonder, like, are the people still coming even though they realize the store's closed? They might work here. I don't know. Okay. If a robbery happens, then I'm safe. I apologize. It's going to be so insanely cryptic. I'm very intuitive, right? I'm very intuitive, and I don't want to say that I have like psychic abilities, but I have, and I don't know what this is called. If this is called something, then let me know. I have a very keen ability to predict another person's behavior and what they're going to do or what they're going to say, because I observe people very well and I can almost predict, like I see certain things happening with certain people and I'm rarely wrong. And I don't know if I am explaining this properly. It's not a psychic thing as much as it is I'm very oh, there goes a light. What light was that? CVS light. But you know what? The camera's not so bad. Guys, I'm gonna pick this up from a place where there's kind of more light. All right, be back. I am very good. I would make the best secret agent because I observe people a lot. And I notice patterns, and I pick up on patterns, and I pick up on things that they otherwise wouldn't even notice. If you observe people are actually really easy to figure out. And a lot of people are very unaware of themselves. So that makes it really easy for people like me who just kind of can look at someone and, you know, kind of just, I can sum somebody up really well. I have really good intuition, and, you know, I get what people are planning or doing emotionally, mentally, even physically, even before I think they realize it sometimes. And I know this is sounding really cryptic, and I don't know how to explain it properly. I wish I did. I would make a really good spy. People are very, like, simple. Just observe. You observe their behavior patterns, you observe everything, and you just kind of keep a checklist in your head, and I can figure somebody out very fast and very well. So my gut instinct and my intuition are just spot on. So it's very hard, if not impossible, to kind of surprise me or shock me, because the odds are that I'm already aware if somebody's planning something. Or Bobby Fischer, one of the greatest chess players of all time, right? It's mostly mental. It's mostly mind games. I am very good I'm very good at knowing which game is being played. And then I can play it better than anybody because I already know what the game is before it starts. You're not going to be able to get one by me because the odds are that I already know even before you know. It's impossible almost to outsmart me when it comes to certain things. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I am not saying that, to toot my own horn. I am saying that only because sometimes I've scared myself with certain things that I have not predicted, but that I've I don't know how to explain this. This is tough. Figured things out before everybody else. Or figured things out before even the person who was ready to do it. It's like, how do I explain this? It's like, all right, you have some guy who is going to steal a wallet, right? Or some guy who's like a pickpocket or something. And, he thinks up this whole like elaborate plan and scheme just so he can like swipe a wallet from somebody. I don't know. I think it might be too late and I'm just rambling. But I'm thinking this in my head and I wanted to get my thoughts on video. And my thoughts are, I will outsmart most anybody when it comes to mind games. I will outsmart people because I know which game they're going to choose to play even before they do. So in that sense, I'm way ahead of the game. So it's almost a waste for people to do that. It's like if we're playing a game of chess, I'm already 4 and 5 moves ahead on your side, seeing what you're going to do, because I know what would be best for you, what would be worse for you, what you'd be benefiting from, what you wouldn't be benefiting from. Taking into account that the person you're playing chess with is equally as insightful, intelligent, but you have to give a lot of credit to the other person. And most people, like I said, are really dumb. Most people are really dumb. And if anybody wants to play a game of chess with me, you will lose. Anybody that wants to play any kind of a mind game with me, you will lose. Not because I play the game any better than anybody else, but because I know which game you're going to select even before we begin. So I'm already ahead, no matter which way you do it. When you observe people, when you see how really simplistic and kind of dumb and lacking awareness most people are, it's very, very easy to just figure people out. And I have always felt that I can do that really well. I can figure you out. So I can figure you out for the good and I can figure you out for the bad. So I can sense if you're playing a game with me, I'll know which game that is. I won't tell you which game that is. I won't lead you on that I know the game that you're playing, because I will outsmart you and then beat you at your own game and catch you off guard. So it's kind of like a pump fake in basketball, right? People play a lot of mind games, and it's a waste. And only humans do this also, right? Animals don't play mind games. I mean, not for any kind of, what's the word? Like vindictive purpose. That's just humans. Human beings are vindictive bastards. Vindictive. Man, I get so drained from like just being a human. Right? Like, I just feel so drained. I feel drained from being a human being. It drains me. Physically and mentally. Being a person is exhausting. Why do people do this? Being a human being is exhausting. Every single day, having to like put stuff on your body and do these weird facial expressions and say these things and act these ways and do this when you mean this and say that when you mean that. It's so exhausting. Being a person is exhausting. Being a human is exhausting. Gosh, I prefer the life of a monk when I do not have to engage with humanity at large. I prefer not to. I prefer to exist as a monk. God, being a human is exhausting. It really is. Think about all the stuff human beings have to do in their life that is just fake and superficial to either survive, I guess. But no, human beings don't just survive. Human beings have to eclipse each other. And they have to tear each other down, and they have to play mind games with each other in order to feel more important or better. Human beings have to compare themselves and compare their lives to others because that makes them feel boastful. Human beings have to fight with each other and beat their chests to show who's stronger. Well, animals do that in the animal kingdom, but animals get up, they poop, they pee, they fart, they burp, they eat each other. It's only to survive, though. I don't see any animals that have lunchtime with lunchrooms and tables with cliques. You know? Human beings are exhausting. They're an exhausting species. And how arrogant of human beings to think we are the apex of intelligence and the greatest thing on this earth. That's why I don't really believe in like afterlives or things like that, which most religions preach. And I'll tell you why. Because in order to believe in an afterlife, right, you are somehow assuming human beings, biological creatures, animals, no different from an elephant or, I have to throw an elephant. No different from we're biological animals. That's a fact. By believing that we somehow continue makes us elevated over every other living being. What makes us so special? Mankind has brought more destruction to this planet than any species. It's done some good, but the bad far outweighs the good. Mankind is incredibly selfish and self-absorbed. We do good, but the good doesn't sell. The good doesn't excite our species. The good is the minority. Because the majority of humans run by money. And money is the root of all evil. We think we need it. We made it so that we think we need it to survive, to get medical care, to eat, I guess. But in truth, when I've had no money, I've eaten, I've survived, I did what I had to do. Sometimes I stole. Sometimes I found ways to get stuff. I never did anything violent or hurt anybody, or, you know, I always tried to go for where I thought there was extra or they were wasting things. When you have to survive, you do what you have to do. But mankind has set up all these rules for itself. And what it thinks it tells itself that it needs in order to have a fulfilling life. And mankind, in my opinion, also created God, religion. Because mankind, at least with religion, when you think about it, what religion really is saying is mankind realized we are really shitty if this is all there is. There has to be something or some being that is better than us. Because if we are it, this is pretty shitty. So let's create some sort of a divine being that's everything that a human couldn't possibly be, because we are all dictated by money and all these awful things. So let's just create something imaginary that's all the things humans wish they could be, and we'll worship that and try to be like that, even though we're still humans and it's biologically impossible to walk on water. I'm just saying, if that makes sense. I don't know. What I'm saying is, if you believe in an afterlife, you believe that human beings somehow have a fast pass to heaven, if there is one. That human beings somehow have a fast pass. I love how I'm using a Disney reference. That human beings somehow have a fast pass past all the other species to get good things, no matter how much they fuck up on this planet and in this life. I call bullshit on that, because where's the work? There is no work. Animals in the Serengeti, they run. They get hungry. One of them grabs another one's leg that looks tasty. That's it. Survival of the fittest. I don't know. I call bullshit on a lot of things that mankind claims are theirs and theirs alone. I don't think mankind deserves a lot of that stuff. I'm sorry. There are a very, 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 very select few of human beings that rightfully deserve whatever's next, if there is a next. And that's all I'm willing to commit to. And anybody else who claims to know for sure anything else is full of shit. I always say the only true belief system is a belief system that says we don't know anything. And you tell me how many belief systems, religions say we don't know anything. Not many. Because you're going to have a Bible with no pages. You're going to have a church with nothing to sing about. And no little trays to pass around to put money in. All you need to do is hang up a sign that says, we don't know. Question mark. That's it. I believe in question marks. I believe in just not knowing. I believe in the unknown. The children are our future. Give them love and let them lead the way. No, I don't know if those are the words. Just saying, I started this video off talking about how I cannot be outsmarted by anybody. when it comes to mind games, when it comes to mental manipulation. I'm already 60 steps ahead. I've already anticipated the final move. So there's no sense even playing against me. I already know the move you're going to make. I already know 6 moves, 7 moves. I already know. And I'm so confident in this ability that I'm willing to put it on recording. I'm pretty smart. I have a very high intellect. But I'm emotionally kind of retarded. I don't care if that's not PC. Retarded. I kind of ride the short bus when it comes to emotions. But I also have a mental illness. So that's my get out of jail free card when it comes to that stuff. I think we all ride the short bus when it comes to emotions. Right? I definitely will ride the short bus forever. That's okay. I would rather be on the regular bus when it comes to intellect and rational thinking and just overall smarts, and the short bus when it comes to emotions. That's okay. I think it's a fair trade. You're assuming that the person that you're about to manipulate or are currently manipulating is completely but not ignorant, is completely oblivious to your plan, or they're completely oblivious to what is going on. So you actually think you can pull the wool over somebody's eyes and pull a fast one when they actually are realizing what's going on, and they're just sitting back and kind of smirking while you think you're this like master manipulator pulling something over on somebody, and they know what you're doing the entire time. And they're just sitting back and kind of marveling because they're right. And you are so easy to predict. You know, there's no challenge in that. Your predictive behavior just sort of, solidified itself. People for the most part also are very similar in behavior patterns and how they react to certain things in their life. It's very rare that you see a person actually grow and evolve and have the self-awareness to kind of metamorphosize. I don't know if that's the right word. And people who do that amaze me. And I love that. I try to do that. It's very hard. But people that can train their brains to adapt and evolve, I like that. People who are kind of stuck in this predictive thing where it's the same thing year after year after year after year. It's boring because there's nothing new about you. It's the same thing. Anyway, this turned into a bizarre ramble, stream of consciousness, if you will. Thanks for watching. Bye. It's more yellow. I like this. What's going on, guys? Just got out of work. I have no lips. That always sucks when that happens. Little nighttime vloggy. A little nighttime vlogaroo. I just got so deep on my other one. I got about really deep talking about all kinds of things. All kinds of crazy things. I got into like predictive programming and how I can mind read. A lot of crazy stuff. So this is pretty cool. My nose is a bit shiny. Oh wait, I don't want to do that because I don't want to get copyrighted. My nose is a little shiny. Because I have no powder. Shiny. It's okay. I think it's hilarious when people think that they can manipulate you and you're not aware of it. And I think if you let them in on it, then that takes away the fun of watching them fall. So, if you feel like you are being manipulated by anybody, and the person is dumb enough to think that they're just gonna surprise you or, just sit back and watch the show. Don't take the joy out of them playing their little super sleuthy, vindictive game, thinking that they're gonna get one over you and break you. Because it won't. Because little do they know, you've been in on it this entire time. Man. I was talking about how dumb humans are and how similar. You know what I want to mention? I want to talk about the whole like mob mentality thing and how everybody is like a pod right now in this world. Everybody, there's very few innovators. There's very few creative geniuses. There's very few visionaries in our world right now. There's very few. Very few. And I wish we had more. But I'm not going to hold my breath because I think that being in a world with visionaries is a bygone thing. I don't think hang on guys. I don't think we're going to see innovators and visionaries like we did anymore, because I think the internet by and large has dumbed down our species even more. And everything is just so easy and accessible that people are just lazy and they just go with the crowd. It's, it's the mob mentality. Just do what everybody else is doing. Say what everybody else is saying. Think how everybody else is thinking. Because if you think differently, you're going to be a loner and a loser and a freak. And not get likes and not be popular. So why would you want to do that? I'll do that. Oh, I'll do that. I will gladly do that until the day I die. Until the day I die, I will gladly be the freak. I love being the freak. I love being the loner. I love it. Loners have a stigma. People that are sheep, that just do whatever they... Oh, this is the other thing I hate. I want to rant about this. The other thing I really hate with humans is how easily they're influenced by others. When I see someone who I think is so unique for whatever reason, I don't know, it could be anything, that they're unique, the way they think, the way they view the world. And then I see them in a different environment, for example, and they're so immediately influenced by whatever the others are doing. If everybody else is preaching one thing or they're finding one thing funny, you have to find it funny too, because you want to be accepted, right? You're very easily influenced if you have a certain belief, but you work at a job and everybody all of a sudden is preaching this belief. And there's no way you would share that you actually don't believe what everybody else does, because you'd be looked at as the odd one, the freak, right? People that are so easily influenced are very, very repellent to me. People who remain consistent and true, no matter what circumstance they're in, are really inspiring to me. And I fucking love people like that. People who, no matter what circumstance you see them in, they're the same. They have the same beliefs. People who are authentically, through and through, a certain way in a world basically begging for you to be like everybody else is very powerful and very inspiring to me, because I know how hard that is. And I know how isolating that is. And how lonely that is. But man, that's the way you want to be. If you're somebody who changes who you are, how you think, how you look, what you do, the minute the crowd says this is what you should do, this is what you should say, this is what you should think, I think you've kind of just, willingly made yourself a slave to other people, to appeasing other people. I'll never do that. Never. I will never, ever, ever, ever do that. I will be a monk by myself before I go along with what everybody else thinks, does, is expected of them. As long as it's not hurting anybody. It will probably hurt myself. When you are a lone wolf, in more ways than one, which I am, your road is going to be pretty dark, but when the light does shine, it shines on you, and it shines brightly, brighter than anybody else's light. You're just in the darkness a little bit longer. Okay, it's kind of hard. It's like the light is really bad, and oh my God!
How are you?
What the hell are you doing? Cool. All right. Well, so somebody that I know kind of just like tapped on my window, caught me off guard. She's like, "Were you doing a video?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying, but I can't get like any good lighting, so it's totally fine." I apologize. The camera is working its ass off, and it's really hard, but what was I talking about? Oh God, and it was actually something really good too. Damn it. God, don't you hate that? And I'm going to watch this footage back and want to kill myself. Damn it. And it was a good one too. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, kind of cool. So when I was at work tonight, there were these people. There were like 4 adults, and they were obviously jamming. And they came in to the restaurant where I hostess at right now, 2 days a week. And I got to talking to them because my family background is German. And they said that they came here on a sailboat from Germany, and they were leaving tonight to go back. And I was like, "Wait, you mean like a cruise ship?" And they're like, "No, we came on a sailboat, and we're going to sail back." So I was asking them all these questions about like their passport and stuff like that, and how that whole thing works. And you guys are literally like adventurers. It's amazing. I don't know. What was I talking about? Damn it, Jamie. I hate that. I hate when you actually have something that you're talking about. And then somebody sees you that you know and is very nice and you have to say hi. And then they throw you off fucking track. God damn it, bumblebee shits. My brain is like mush. My brain is mush. Hello. My brain is mush. Oh yeah, I think I was talking about like people who are easily influenced. I fucking hate people like that. I hate people that are so easily influenced. Like, you think you know somebody and they seem to have just such a crisp, clear identity, and then they're in a different environment or a different situation and they change. That's so fucking disappointing. Because it turns out that they're a sheep and they're a pod, just like the rest of them. And you thought they were this unique, magical spirit that was just so different, and it turns out they're not. They're like everybody else. And that's so disappointing. I love the weirdos. I love the oddballs. I love the people that defy the crowd. I love the people that stay true to who they are, no matter what. And when I say no matter what, I mean no matter what. Excuse me, I burped. It's so difficult to be a true rebel nowadays. By rebel, I don't mean smoke pot and drink beer, you know, and graffiti places. No, that's amateur stuff. I'm talking real rebels who stand up in the face of injustice. I don't know. And people that stay true no matter who's around or what someone's done to them. They still stay true to certain beliefs. I admire that because that's really fucking hard to do. So you're watching this video, I think I have decided that I am going to refer to you as the fourth wall. You know how some people who are like vloggers or streamers, they refer to their audience as, you know, their viewers. I'm not going to do that because I don't know who's watching. I don't know if you're a fan of me. You don't have to be a fan of me to be watching this. You don't have to be a viewer of me. Why do I have to label you that? No. You could hate me and be watching this. I'm going to refer to you as the fourth wall. I now dub thee the fourth wall. So, Mr. Camera's kind of impersonal. I'm going to refer to you as the fourth wall. Introducing the fourth wall. Sometimes I break the fourth wall. Sometimes I don't. You never know when it will come. But I now dub thee the fourth wall. So, fourth wall. It's just you and me. This is nice. I like this. This lighting is good. The lighting that I had before was not so good. It was not so great. I have noticed so many people are depressed. So many people are depressed. But I don't think, I'm clinically diagnosed with depression, but it's very easy to spot the people that are just like, you know, they're just not trying. So they'll slap the label of, you know, I'm depressed. And then those of us that actually have clinically diagnosed depression want to like punch them in the schnoz. Typically, in my experience, people who are who genuinely suffer from chronic depression, are the people that wear the masks the best. They're the people who are the performance artists. They're the people who you would never suspect because they've become so good at acting. And that's me. I mean, it's not acting in the sense that I'm fake. I'm basically somebody who has observed human beings long enough to know that in certain situations, this is how a human being is supposed to be reacting. This is how a human being is supposed to be assimilating in an environment. This is how a human being is supposed to be reacting. It's genuine because I'm creating it. That's how I look at it. People who are genuinely depressed are the ones that wear the masks the best. You see what's underneath, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's ugly. The people who are very quick to self-diagnose themselves are the people that genuinely don't have depression. They're just probably like, in a rut or something. Trust me, you don't want to have actual depression. But I do wear a mask a lot. I am wearing one right now. Fourth wall. But I'm actually more honest than those without the masks because I'm telling you about it. Think about that. People who don't wear the masks that will say, nope, this is who I am. This is all the truth. This is me being authentic. I'm actually more authentic when you think about it. Because at least I tell you about the monster that I am. Let me check what time it is. Because I have been rambling for a while, and actually my battery is doing pretty good tonight. When I upload these videos, these are going to be insane. Because I don't even know what's coming out of these. But lots of rants, lots of raving. Wow, look at all the light from my phone. That's cool. It's 11:30. Pretty good. This is pretty good time passer. I honestly didn't get a chance to make a video earlier. I had to go into work like right away. So I didn't get a chance to sit down and kind of talk to you fourth wall, but I usually like to do it when there's like light out. So my mask looks best, but that's okay. Here nor there, right? I can't believe it's almost July. It just seems like all the days are just like bleeding. They're bleeding into one. That is a cool way to explain that. I like that. Sometimes I'm so clever. I didn't really do that much today, but I'm tired. I get like, my energy gets drained so fast. Energy succubus. Do you ever, people that are like that are like just, I hate the word succubus because it's notoriously used only for women who basically are like, just, they devour men and they just like move on. That's like notoriously what a succubus is known as, but I prefer to think of succubuses as most human beings. So most people are succubuses to me because they're like, they just take all the energy out of a room, and you're just like deflated and you want like, are they succubi? Is that the plural? Succubi? I remember when I was little, my pops, my grandpa, I called him Pops. We played such weird games. Like now thinking back, that didn't sound right. That sounded like a setup for something horrible. First of all, get your mind out of the gutter, fourth wall. And second of all, Jamie, get your mind out of the gutter, because what the fuck? Why do I go straight to that? Sometimes I think I'm too clever for my own good. Anyway, one deer is called a deer, right? What do you call more than one deer? It's still deer. What is one... I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not high or drunk. There was a moment where I ate, like I ate a whole bunch of pasta before I went into work. And then, so sometime I can have like a soft drink or something. I usually like to have a Red Bull because that gives me energy. But I had a whole bunch of like Coke from our soda machine just to have something. And I put it at the hostess stand where I stand all night. And it was just so hot. And I'm convinced that they just don't put the air on in this restaurant. It's ridiculous. So they had the doors open at least. So that was generous. So I just got like some Coca-Cola. And I downed it pretty fast. And I felt drunk. So I don't know if that was just because I had like a rush of caffeine. Or I don't know. I don't really drink a lot of soda. But I was like, is there something in like the soda pump or something? I don't know. I love water. Water is amazing. How do you like your water, Fourth Wall? I like mine with ice cubes. Ice cold. Yes. Ice cold. That's how I like my water. My ear itches really bad. Okay. So, I've been noticing a lot. I have a lot of ticks, right? I have a lot of ticks for various reasons. Not the kind you find on trees, not the kind you pick out of your dog's neck or booty hole. I'm talking ticks like, oh, and there, finally the battery's going. So I had somebody recently ask me if I have Tourette's. Because sometimes I have these like involuntary movements that I do. Honestly, I don't even know what they are or realize what they are. The only one I am aware of is I close my eyes a lot and I do kind of like fling my neck in a weird way. I don't have Tourette's that I know of. Do I have a lot of like weird tics and body movements sometime that I do? Yeah. So if I ever manage to film them, I guess you'll see. But honestly, wasn't even aware of it until I guess it was brought to my attention. But apparently I have some tics. I don't think I have Tourette's. That would be amazing if I did, because you guys are rock stars when you go into a store. I don't like scream stuff. I think I have a lot of like just body tics where like I do random things. Sometimes I like tap fingers or I'll move my arm in like a weird way. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I didn't realize it until somebody brought attention to it. So yeah, I guess that's a thing. I have tics. So add that to my huge list of other things that are fucked up and weird about me. But I do know I have the neck thing, which I'm not going to do it right now, but I have like this neck thing that I do. It's like a OCD, because I have OCD. So I wonder if that's somehow connected to it. Where you do these like repetitive things with your body, certain movements, and it's primarily because you feel a great sense of panic or anxiety unless you do these motions with your body. And then by doing the motion, it releases some of that tension or stress. Although I think it makes it worse. I don't know. All I know is that you can't control it. It just happens. So it's a part of me. It's who I am. It's what I do. It's not really a big deal. You know, just look the other way or something. I don't know. I don't think they're that. I don't like punch anybody randomly in the face or anything like that. So I think my tics are rather chill. But anyway, yeah, that was news to me. That apparently I have some random tics. But I don't have Tourette's. Nope. Certain body movements that are involuntary are probably from like nerve issues or mental issues. Who knows? But whatever it is, I think they're probably... I do them just because they're habit. Or it's just something that developed. And I don't want to explain it anymore. Because whatever. So if you see a tic that I have, that's great. Good for you. So that was what somebody... I forget where somebody wrote me about that. And they were like, yeah, do you have Tourette's? Because I noticed you did like some weird things with your body. And I was like, no, I'm not aware I have Tourette's. I definitely have things with my body, like just rituals that I have to do. And if I don't do them, I feel like, you know, life is over. So people with OCD will understand what I mean by that. When I say, unless I do this certain like movement with my finger or a certain movement with my hand, or if I don't, you know, touch my thigh a certain way, I think my life is gonna end. That sounds super dramatic, but it's the way it is. So that's how you can explain it without explaining it. It's no big deal. It's just part of who I am. Okay. Bye, fourth wall.